So why should you care about Rey's mood and Rose's actions? Yeah, why should I? I've been asking myself that since Last Jedi. Hey everybody, Final Death Star here, and I'm going to do another video, yet again, on CBR.com. And this is going to kind of piggyback off my last video, where I talked about Rey and how they're saying that she's more powerful than Anakin Skywalker and Luke. So CBR is taking a strong point of view, and the point of view is insanity, apparently. But this article's, again, talking about Rey. It's a little different. It's focusing on this Marvel comic that's going to be coming out. And this comic is supposed to sort of join The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker together, kind of lead into it. So it's titled Star Wars. Rey shows how she fights with the Force and grapples with fear. And there she is, grappling with fear right before our eyes. Marvel's Allegiances miniseries is an interesting bridge between the events of The Last Jedi and Episode 9. Although most of the characters act as we expect them to act, with Leia, Finn, and Poe contributing their different skill sets to rearm and relaunch the hobbled resistance in a galaxy sieged by the terror of the First Order, Rey is not acting accordingly. She's not acting according to the plan laid out by her friends. She's such a rebel. Issue 1 opens with The Last Jedi utterly furious. So they're already stating that she's a Jedi here. They're saying she's the Last Jedi. So she's already a Jedi. No more training to be required. She's had well enough. Trying to work out her anger by fighting an enraged and sickened Rancor in a literal garbage planet. And her mood doesn't improve. So she's fighting a Rancor, like we saw Luke do. A little copying there. And she's on a garbage planet. Wasn't Jakku a garbage planet? Are they run out of ideas? They're putting her back on another garbage planet? I think there might be some kind of connections to the planet and the storytelling here. It's a stark contrast with her naive and sunny outlook in The Force Awakens and her intense hope in The Last Jedi, and the fact that her lightsaber is still broken and her hold on the Force is unstable is not helping to calm her down. So they're giving her problems all of a sudden. They're giving her some problems here. She has no lightsaber. She's unstable with the Force. Okay, finally she's got some kind of adversity. The problem is, we should have seen this in the movies. They're using a comic to now try to fill in character development for her because there wasn't any in the films. So while on one hand, yes, at least she finally has some kind of adversity, some problems she's trying to overcome, it doesn't make up for the fact that I still can't relate to her. I've not seen this on screen in this trilogy. They're going to open up this movie with her having some issues. She's not feeling confident in herself. She's feeling secluded. There's that quote in the movie that, no one knows, everyone thinks they know who I am, but no one really does. But why? I don't understand why she would lose hope here. So far, she's had zero problems and beaten every adversity she's had, which hasn't really been any, but she beat Kylo Ren. She's saved the rebellion from, utterly being destroyed because Luke wasn't really there, so you had to have Rey come lift the rocks and fly him out in the Falcon. She's had no problems as far as I've seen, so, you can't open this movie with her being upset and having some problems now, right? So they're using comics to try to fill in the fact that, oh yeah, we screwed it up in the movie, so now we got to add stuff in later. Leia recruits Rey to accompany her to Mon Cala, partly as her bodyguard, and partly because she thinks that a change of air will do her good. However, as the Resistance mission to convince Mon Cala to join the Resistance stagnates and is put at risk, Rey's emotions get the best of her. She is uneasy, restless, angry, and one would say almost fearful in a very dark side kind of way. Although the one to healthily vocalize her fear for her friends is Rose Tico. who is also a part of the diplomatic group. So she's like a diplomat. She's a soldier. I think she was like a janitor or engineer or something too. Rose does it all. When the Quarren, the antagonistic residents of Moncala, sabotage Leia's efforts and stage an attack on Rey, Chewbacca, Rose, and C-3PO, Rey reacts by using the Force to spin her staff, wrecking an entire group of Quarren warriors. Let's just say that this new technique is so destructive that if she had her lightsaber, those Quarren would be seafood risotto. And there she is doing it, spinning it around with the Force like I've never seen anyone do before. Leia reprimands her, but neither her superior nor the swift imprisonment that follows quells Rey's temper, who doubles down on her wish to find anything or anyone standing in the way of the resistance. This lands her in hot water when the Quarren push an ancient law that allows Rey to champion the resistance in a trial by combat. She's having a trial to the death against an RK-9, a massive battle droid from the days of the Empire. Although Rey is confident and bloodthirsty, RK-9's nigh invulnerability, the fact that he wasn't programmed to avoid collateral damage, hence putting her friends into even more danger than before, and her slippery hold on the Force quickly prove a tougher enemy than she ever thought possible. So she has no problem taking on Kylo Ren and beating him, who's a trained Jedi warrior. But, a little battle droid, yeesh, almost kills her. At one point, she even lies down in the arena, looking up at the RK-9 and almost convinced that her end is coming. So she fights Kylo, no problem, twice, but she fights a droid, and it's world's end here. That is until an unlikely ally steps forward. Rose! Rose Tico comes to the rescue, wielding a sharp spike and destroying the battle droid's head core with extreme precision because apparently she's a marksman too. She even throws back Rey's earlier words at her and says, "I wasn't going to allow my friends to suffer while I was going to do something about it." Good job, Rose. So now they're making her, again, we should have seen this in the movie. They should have just made her, they should have written a better character and a better plot for her in the movie. But, they're trying to save her here now. So why should you care about Rey's mood and Rose's actions? Yeah, why should I? I've been asking myself that since Last Jedi. Well, combined with her assertion that nobody understands her in the final trailer of Episode 9, they hint at a deep dissatisfaction with her situation and increasing alienation from the Resistance. Many of her lines in these 3 issues of Allegiance could have been attributed to an unraged teenage Anakin, who, as we know, was also growing more and more alienated from his peers and falling into the clutches of the Emperor at this point in the trilogy he starred in. See, again, here's the difference. Anakin, we saw a long development that spanned 3 stories. So we could see his anger. We could see the failings. We could see the loss of his mother, the longing to be with Padme, and the struggle inside of him of the Jedi not allowed to love. We saw all that. We haven't seen any of that for Rey. So why should I care? Now they're doing it with a comic to try to give you some hint as to why she's going to kind of feel alienated in the Rise of Skywalker. But without seeing it on film, it just doesn't have the same impact. You shouldn't have to rely on external sources to fill in the gaps or fill in character development from the movies because it wasn't there in the first place. Well, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below here. This comic they're really trying to put a lot in here to bridge the gap and, fill in these storylines that weren't really fleshed out well in the movies and giving the characters a little more development. And I get it, and it's at least they're trying to give them something, but it's without seeing it on film, like this stuff should have been in the last movie. We should have had this in the last movie. But this is where we're at now. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like the video, give that thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching the video. And until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.